You're watching Sports Today. I am Sushant Mehta. India's victory in the last test match created a huge uproar over the pitch on which the match ended in less than 2 days. On day one of the fourth and final test, it has to be said that simply put, the Indian bowling is just too good for the visiting English batsmen who just don't have the means or the temperament to deal with the Indian bowlers, particularly our spinners. England were bowled out once again for just 205 before India finished the day at 24 for 1 with Rohit Sharma and Cheteshwar Pujara at the crease. Here's what happened in the almost 88 overs that were bowled today.
For a spinner. Oh, well, the straight ball.
The pitch played nicely, but England's batting continued to struggle.
And it's getting everybody. Gap between bad and bad. That's up in the air.
Axar Patel's arm ball once again did the trick for India, dismissing Bob Sibley and Zach Crawley early in the innings.
Siraj back into the attack. Oh, it's a huge shout.
Mohammad Siraj then got the big wicket of English skipper Joe Root as the visitors lost their top three for just 30 on the board.
Off the mark finally.
Johnny Bairstow and Ben Stokes put together a 48-run stand before Siraj trapped Bairstow leg before.
Has gone through, maybe off the pad, and he's given him.
Brings out the reverse sweep and will get to his 50.
Ben Stokes looked good and brought up his 24th test half-century.
Then spin.
The star all-rounder once again fell to off-spin, but it wasn't Ashwin this time, and Washington Sundar got a well-set Stokes for 55.
Wicket doesn't get to the pitch, smothers the spin, and then gets a short one.
Oli Pope and Dan Lawrence did all the hard work to thwart the Indian spinners for a fair bit of time and took England into tea at 144 for 5.
Good way to go into tea. Will taste a lot better with that sumptuous drive down the ground. Oh, that's a wicket.
They seem to have settled in nicely with a 45-run stand before Pope's inside edge looped off his back pad to give Ashwin his first wicket of the innings.
Oh, that's gone.
England innings just crumbled thereafter. Dan Lawrence played well for his 46 but was outstumped of Axar Patel before the England innings folded up for 205, their first score in excess of 200 in the last 5 innings.
So the spinners have taken 8 wickets. Wrapped on the pads.
In reply, Shubman Gill was gone in the very first over.
First runs for Rohit Sharma.
But Rohit Sharma and Cheteshwar Pujara negotiated the remaining overs in the day to finish at 22 for 1 at stumps. Sports Bureau, India Today.
After restricting England to 205.
Joining me now, the greatest of all time, Sunil Gavaskar, and the final word on cricket, our consulting editor, Boria Majumdar. Sunny bhai, it looks like England are out of it. They seem defeated. And why I say that is because I don't see any fight in them anymore. How do you assess day one of the final test?
Well, day one of the final test, you can assess as missed opportunities by England. They had 4 batsmen who got off to starts and then threw their wickets away. There were a couple of very good deliveries. The one that Washington Sundar got Ben Stokes out was a terrific setup. Earlier deliveries turning away, and then this one, the quicker delivery, which went straight to the trap. The well said Stokes out LBW. But you look at the dismissals of, say, Dan Lawrence, looking to go to a 50 with a glory shot and being out. There was a bit of bad luck as far as Oli Pope's dismissal. But when you have batsmen who get to 30s, 40s and not able to carry on to get that big 100, then clearly you can't blame anybody else excepting yourself. So England will rue this day as being a day of lost opportunities.
What changed, Sunny bhai? What changed after the first test that England won? And we were all saying that maybe India is in a spot of bother, but since then it's been total domination by the Indian side.
Well, the spinners, Indian spinners and Indian bowlers have bowled really well. England players have not shown the application, determination required to fight it out, despite the fact that the odd ball was turning. And they were playing down the wrong line. They came in with a lot of preconceived ideas. Even today, for example, the way Zach Crawley got out, I think it could be that they might have decided, let's attack the spinners before they settle. And so he got out to a premeditated shot. Then down the order, Dan Lawrence was batting well. He got out to a premeditated shot. And even Oli Pope, the way he was coming down the wicket, it was, almost like premeditated. I'm going to go down. and then got out. So sometimes, there can be a lot of theory talk in the change room, but at the end of the day, that theory has to be separated from the practical, and which is how you play each ball on its merits. I don't think the England batsmen did that, and that's why they find themselves in this position. If they had even got another 50-odd runs, 260, 50, 60, I think they would have been in a pretty good position.
That's a respectable total, yes. But before I go to Boria, I have to ask you about Shubman Gill, because he's not having a great tournament by any stretch of the imagination. He was outstanding in Australia. Technical deficiency or just out of form suddenly? What's going on with Shubman Gill? Because he's one of my favorite young players to watch.
I think it's just, a bad patch that anybody can go through. The expectations after Australia were sky high, so maybe that he's feeling the pressure of those expectations. Also, I think he needs to look to play a little bit straight. At the moment, at the start of the innings, he's looking to play a little bit across the line, and that's what's getting him into trouble.
All right, Boria Majumdar, done and dusted. Is this test already over with England finishing at 205 on the first day, India 24 for 1? Yes, we've lost Shubman Gill with Rohit and Pujara at the crease.
No, I would say that's premature to say. I mean, India too needs to bat better compared to what they did in the last test match. Having said that, you are very entitled to saying India is in the driver's seat. If India gets 300 first inning score with a 100-run lead, it is actually done and dusted. So in all probability, this test match might be decided tomorrow, in the sense if India bats well, then day 3, day 4, it will be all India. India cannot lose if India has a good first inning. See, for me, you ask Mr. Gavaskar what is going wrong for England. I think what is going wrong is in the mind. I think England is still in Chennai. I think the ghost of the spinners, the spectre of the Indian spinners, they've lost it in the mind. If you see some of the wickets, Dom Sibley, Zach Crawley, there's a problem here. The problem is in the mind. So even what was a decent cricket wicket, and if you now see the tweets of some of these people, so which is why I keep telling you, don't refer to tweets of these English players, because what Sunil Gavaskar today said, will it be highlighted tomorrow in the English media? No. So for us to highlight their tweets, we are actually giving them news space which has no basis. So England, I think, has lost the plot in the mind.
Also, Boria, beyond losing the plot in the mind, they have effectively, 3 bowlers now against India?
Yeah,
the firepower really is... Firepower isn't there.
What does that tell you? Absolutely correct. Absolutely. But you just answered it. Why? Because they've gone in with 8 batsmen to tell you that, okay, we are not batting well, so put in an extra batter. Then play 11 batters. I mean, look, if 7 batsmen cannot do the job and 8 can't. So that's as simple as that. So you cannot just say, I will pack in a team with 8 batsmen and go and beat India. None of it actually worked. That is why the problem is in the mind. If India has one decent first innings, and the man to do that is there, Rohit Sharma. The moment that, and Rohit batting there means he will score fast. Ask Mr. Gavaskar, when he batted in that Bangalore track in 1987, balls were going over the wicketkeeper's head. I know there is a bio bubble. Has any of the English players asked the greatest of all time in terms of playing spin? Mr. Gavaskar, can you advise us? Can you please tell us how to approach? What is the problem? Why can't England approach a Sunil Gavaskar? That's what the problem is.
Let me help England for the second innings. Okay, Sunny bhai, just help the Englishmen, as Boria said. How do they approach their innings? What do they do? How do they play these magical Indian spinners?
Well, firstly, I wouldn't, bother about doing that. Maybe at the end of the series, not while the series is on, because it's important for India to win. So I would not do that at all. But I think, like Boria said, I think it's in the mind. They've got to get all these ghosts out of their mind about the pitch and just play the ball on its merits. And they have the capability. We saw, glimpses of Oli Pope and Dan Lawrence. And I think this experience is going to stand them in good stead in the future. Right. Because Test cricket is about scoring runs in all kinds of conditions against all kinds of bowlers, all kinds of pitches. And what they've done today, they've spent a lot of time at the crease. And that's a huge plus. They might not have scored 70, 80, 90, 100, but the amount of time that these young English batsmen have spent at the crease is going to stand them in good stead. And maybe the next time they come to India, these are the batsmen that will score heavily.
Good way to go into tea.
All right. Sunny bhai, I want to thank you. I want to thank Boria Majumdar. England in a spot of bother. India seem to be in the driver's seat. We'll take a short break now. Lots more coming up. Stay tuned to Sports Today. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Today. Kieron Pollard was absolutely brutal as he smashed 6 sixes in an over against Sri Lanka in the first T20 International. The West Indian skipper joins Herschel Gibbs and Yuvraj Singh to achieve the feat in international cricket. That's 6 sixes in 1 over. Akila Dhananjay was the man at the receiving end. This after the Sri Lankan spinner had bagged a hat-trick. But Pollard spoilt his day with some absolutely insane hitting.
He gets it there by some distance. No doubt about that one. He goes again. No, he can't. Make it a dose of 4. Oh, goodness. 5 sixes. And all of a sudden, Herschel Gibbs and Yuvraj Singh start jogging your memory. 6 sixes for Kairon Pollard. Herschel Gibbs, Yuvraj Singh, you have company. And a little bow to the waving gallery of his teammates for the West Indies captain.
Well, that's all for today. You can send me your feedback at Sushant N. Mehta on Twitter. Till next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.